How do I respond to someone when they say Islam was spread by the sword?
We tell them, simply look at Indonesia.
I was in Indonesia, and then I got really sick, and I was stuck in my cabin, dehydrated, terrified. I actually thought I had malaria, and far away from anyone who knew me. And this woman came and found me, and I just started crying in her arms, and she held me in her arms like I was her child, and just rocked me and took care of me.
Did you even know her name?
Didn't know her name, still don't. And by the way, she is my face of Islam. Whenever, whatever conversation in the world is ever happening about Islam, she is my face of Islam.
Indonesia, the largest Muslim majority country on earth. No foreign army conquered Java or Sumatra for Islam.
So I would go without thinking. I will not even I'll go close my eyes and I'll live in Indonesia.
Di banyak negara Eropa, Islam seringkali dipandang dengan kacamata penuh prasangka. Tayangan berita yang dipenuhi konflik dan ketegangan membuat banyak orang Barat tumbuh dengan gambaran yang keliru. Di mata mereka, Islam tampak menakutkan, asing, dan jauh dari kata damai. Namun, semua persepsi itu perlahan runtuh ketika mereka melangkah ke Indonesia.
How do I respond to someone when they say Islam was spread by the sword?
We tell them, simply look at Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the biggest Islamic or Muslim country. And was there a war in Indonesia? No. It was simply Muslim tradesmen that showed their characteristics, and the whole country, subhanAllah, eventually through time became Muslims.
So describe a moment when you experienced true and pure grace and you knew it.
I was in Indonesia. I was going through my horrible divorce. I was 31. I was in a terrible depression. I took myself to this tiny little island and decided I needed to spend 10 days in silence to try to have a truth and reconciliation hearing with myself because I was so full of shame and pain. I decided I wouldn't speak, not a word, for 10 days, and I didn't know anybody. I went and got a hut on a beach in this tiny little, very poor fishing island off of Lombok in Indonesia. And I got terribly, terribly sick with food poisoning. And my plan was to walk around the island every day because it was a tiny little island. And there was this one woman, this Muslim woman. I mean, when I say this island was poor, I mean what these people fished that day is what they ate for dinner that night, And this one woman on the other side of this island used to see me walking, and she would put her hand on her heart and smile at me when I walked by, and I would do the same to her. And then I got really sick, and I was stuck in my cabin, dehydrated, terrified. I actually thought I had malaria, and far away from anyone who knew me. And this woman came and found me. Something in her knew that I wasn't well. She'd seen me and she knew I wasn't doing well anyway. But when she didn't see me on my daily walk, she came and knocked on my door and saw the condition that I was in and went like this and came back an hour later with fresh food and fresh water for me. And I just started crying in her arms, and she held me in her arms like I was her child and just rocked me and took care of me.
Did you even know her name?
Didn't know her name, still don't. And by the way, she is my face of Islam. Whenever, whatever conversation in the world is ever happening about Islam, she is my face of Islam. That woman who went across an island, knocked on every door in this little row of cabins till she found the person who she knew was suffering and came and took care of me.
Oh my God.
That was the most grace I have ever received in my entire life, because she had no relationship with me whatsoever, owed me nothing. This is truly God working through somebody's kindness.
Was Islam spread by the sword? Let's check real receipts in 60 seconds. Stay to the end. Indonesia, the largest Muslim majority country on earth. No foreign army conquered Java or Sumatra for Islam. It came by trade and teachers, ports, markets, marriages, neighborhood schools. Merchants brought goods, scholars brought lessons, families chose it. Mosques rose beside docks, not forts. West Africa, caravans crossed the Sahara with salt and gold and ideas. Towns like Timbuktu and Gao grew into study hubs. Rulers adopted Islam gradually. Scholars taught. Judges wrote local law. Conversion spread by contracts, classrooms, and community, not mass force. Yes, history has wars, empires fought, but the biggest expansions of Islam traveled by ships and caravans through trade, scholarship, and invitation. So next time someone says spread by the sword, remember Indonesia and West Africa, markets, not massacres, lessons, not legions. Learn something new, save and follow.
I'm visiting mosques from around the world. And today, after visiting this beautiful rice field, I went to this mosque to pray Isha. Don't ask me where it was dark and I didn't have service. It's around Surabaya, Indonesia. This mosque has Chinese architecture. It's called Masjid Muhammad Chang. It had Chinese lanterns all over the place and the whole mosque was green, red, and gold. Wow! This was a traditional Chinese window, but instead of Chinese, it said Allah in Arabic. The mimbar was made out of white marble, and when you look up, you'll see this big chandelier. I'm Ahmed the Musafir, so come follow me because
this historic mosque is much more than a worship place.
I honestly thought it's just an old mosque with some interesting architecture. I was surprised to find so much spirit in there. This is Masjid Gede Kauman, the iconic mosque of the city of Yogyakarta, the cultural capital of Indonesia. It was built more than 200 years ago by the first Sultan of Jogja. Imagine both Sukarno and Hatta have studied here when they were teenagers, and they both became the founding fathers of Indonesia. Masjid Kauman played a crucial role in Indonesia's independence and in preserving Indonesia's culture. Even today, you can feel the spirit of the place through the parades and cultural events that happen regularly here. This mosque is not just a religious symbol.
It's a symbol of culture, resistance, and independence.
Whilst we've been walking around the city, we have just stumbled across the National Mosque.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, and it's nice because it's turning dark now, so everything is lighting up. You've got the fountains in front which the girls are having a look at, and it's a little bit more peaceful, taking a step away from the main road there, but wow, it's pretty big and mighty. I'm pretty impressed.
Just some interesting information as well, that this mosque was built by a Christian architect from North Sumatra. It took 17 years to build, which is very interesting.
Wow.
It is super nice.
It's getting darker. We have had a glimpse at the cathedral, haven't we, girls? We're close to it, but we've just turned up at this statue here. We are unsure, but there's so many landmarks we've just stumbled upon. There is the National Mosque there that you can hear behind us. This statue, I have no idea what it is. You can also see the flame over there at Merdeka Square. It does look good. And also I know the cathedral is just there, so we're in like a pinpoint. Right now, I have no idea what this statue represents. And I'm so glad that we've come and experienced this today, even though it may be a little bit late, but whilst we're in Jakarta, we've breathed some of it in. I found the cathedral, but yet again, we're going to experience it from the other side of the gate. But it's there behind me and it looks amazing. Scrap that. I think we've just found a way in. Wow. It looks so cool. We're going in. It's beautiful. Wow.
So my question to you, what are the other countries? Could be Malaysia or any other country. The Muslims they migrate from the West and also have a facility to educate their children into manners that we have Islamic living daily basis, practicing and this stuff. Anyone can go back to the country or the country with them. There's a reason, because you cannot practice Islam freely, you'll be suppressed, no education system will support you. So we're looking for a country that should support and welcome Muslims in live and practice the religion daily basis. I'm not talking about mountains. I can go to mountains, but I'm not going to get to school with my children to educate them.
What I ask you to do is I have a little book at the back. The Quran, the Great War and the West. Read that book and see what the Quran is saying of the fate which awaits the Western world, including Britain. And if your choice is to continue to live in Britain, or in Netherlands, or in Belgium, that's your choice. But I am saying to you that this is a ship that is sinking. and no one can prevent it from sinking. And when this ship sinks, it'll take all on board and perish, they'll all perish. Allah gave you a mind with which to think. If you on board a ship which is sinking, and you cannot prevent it from sinking, that is the fate which awaits this civilization which is sunk in sin. If you remain on board that ship, you're very foolish. You've not used your capacity to think. But if you get off the ship, of course Dajjal will make it as difficult as he can to get off the ship. But if you get off the ship, you have a chance at least to get your wife to come off, to get your children to come off, your father and mother. At this time they're saying, son, we are staying here, you're not going to get us to leave. We're comfortable. Your wife is saying, you can go, I'm staying here. Your children are saying, Papa, you can go, we're staying here. So if you get off the ship, at least you have a chance of saving them. Once you remain on board the ship, everybody will perish.
So where is the boat not sinking ship, which is not Bangladesh?
Dajjal comes with a river and a fire. But his river is a fire. And his fire is the cool waters of a river. So where on the face of the earth you see the green pastures, the green pastures are where you have the hard currency, the US dollar, the sterling pound, the euro. These are the green pastures, because over here life is affluent, you're able to live in some prosperity. This is Dajjal's river, but this is in fact his fire. And over there where life is miserable, you can't even get a job. The money is worthless, people are suffering, and that looks like the fire, but that's the river. So I would go without thinking, I will not even I'll go close my eyes and I'll live in Indonesia. Because yes, people are suffering, and yet I have never seen sweeter smiles, both from men and women. And you know, there's a difference of a word between a natural smile and the smile of a politician, you know that. The sweetest smiles I have ever seen in my life, both men and women, are in Indonesia, the poorest people. That's the purity of the heart. You look at the smile, and you know the heart. So too in Pakistan, in the villages, in the mountainsides, that's where you go when you want to make hijrah.
Mereka disambut bukan dengan kecurigaan, tetapi dengan senyum yang tulus. Mereka tidak dihakimi, justru dipeluk dengan kehangatan. Muslim Indonesia menunjukkan wajah Islam yang sebenarnya, lembut, penuh kasih, dan menghargai perbedaan. Di tengah keberagaman, mereka hidup berdampingan dengan damai. Masjid dan gereja bisa berdiri berdampingan. Perbedaan tidak menjadi tembok, melainkan jembatan. Inilah hal yang sering tak terlihat oleh media asing. Banyak bule yang awalnya datang dengan hati penuh keraguan, pulang dengan air mata haru. Mereka menemukan sesuatu yang selama ini hilang, rasa kemanusiaan yang hangat. Dan yang lebih indah lagi, sikap ini tidak hanya ada di tanah air. Di berbagai negara, Muslim Indonesia terus menyebarkan kebaikan. Mereka menjadi sahabat, penolong, dan teladan, membuktikan bahwa Islam bukan tentang kebencian, melainkan tentang cinta dan kedamaian. Inilah wajah Islam yang sesungguhnya, bukan seperti yang sering digambarkan media. Muslim Indonesia, dengan ketulusan dan toleransinya, telah membuka mata banyak orang di dunia. Dari senyum sederhana, dari perbuatan kecil yang penuh kasih, lahirlah perubahan besar dalam hati mereka. Dari Indonesia, Islam menunjukkan keindahannya pada dunia.